Okay, so today we're going to make broth. And what I have here is 3 ribs of celery, about 3 small to medium onions, some garlic cloves, bay leaves, some peppercorns, and of course our chicken and our water. So let's get started. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to chop this up into big pieces. It's not important that they be diced or anything, because technically they're going to be discarded after our broth has made. We are going to cut off the ends of our onions. And we're just going to cut them in quarters. All right, here we have our chicken. No, give me that back. Okay, my daughter's grabbing things away and I need them here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our chicken, put it into the bottom of the pan. I bought a whole chicken and quartered it. We're just going to continue to put our chicken in, including the back. And then we're going to take all of our onion with the skin on, and we're just going to throw that in. I'm going to throw in our celery, and then we're going to prepare our garlic by taking the skin off. This is the easiest way pretty much to do it. You just give it a quick snap crush and it'll pretty much come off this easy. We're going to throw that in. Oops, sorry about that. I started to lose something. We're going to throw that in. We're going to throw in about 2 bay leaves, some peppercorns, and our water. Okay, so now we're going to come over to the stove and we're going to start cooking. I'm going to start by putting a lid on it. We are going to turn the burner on to medium. We do not want to boil our broth. We want to simmer it on low for about 12 to 13 hours. And we'll bring you back in a little bit to show you what's going to occur when you're doing this. I forgot one more ingredient. We're going to add carrots, so I poured a bunch of carrots in, got a couple of the small ones out of my garden, so we're good now to move forward. We are not going to put salt in this. We will not season with salt until we're ready to can this broth, and we'll bring you back when it's done. Okay, now that the broth is starting to come up to temperature, I'm going to turn the heat down to low because I don't want this to boil. I want it to simmer ever so slightly. And as you can see bubbles starting to form on the top surface. It'll start creating foam after a while. You want to skim that foam off and I'll bring you back when I'm ready to do that. Okay, as you can see, as it's cooking, you're getting this foam, and you want to skim that foam off as best you can. We don't want that in the broth. It's advisable that you remove it. And we'll just continue to cook this until our 12 hours is up. And then I'll show you what we're going to do after that. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I've allowed this to cool, and I'm going to ladle out pieces of the vegetables and strain them away from the broth. In addition to that, I'm going to remove the pieces of chicken and put them into a large bowl so that I can use that meat for something else. After I've done that, I'm going to separate the bones. I'm going to put the broth back into the pot, and then I'm going to put the bones back into the broth. I'm going to simmer it for another 4 hours to make this broth what is considered bone broth. It is going to taste exquisite. After that is complete, we'll remove all of the bones, and then we will add salt as needed for this wonderful broth. Okay, so as you can see, this is what we have left, and this is all strictly broth. These are the bones that we have left, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the bones and I'm going to put them back into this. I'm going to add some water, and then we are going to simmer this for another 2 to 3 hours. I retract the 4 hours. That's not necessary. And what I'm looking for is any of the collagen or any of the good nutrients that are in those bones. We want them in this broth. So I'll bring you back when it's completed and we've got it jarred up. Okay, everybody. Well, our bone broth, chicken bone broth, should I say, is done. I've removed all of the bones, and now we're ready to get ready to can. And that will be our next video. So see you in the next video.